So you clicked on today's video, which means you're in it for the long haul. If you have an area in your home that you've been meaning to clean, organize, or declutter, now is a good time to tackle that space. Over the last several months and over the course of these 6 videos that are grouped together into one long video, I have been doing lots of cleaning, decluttering, and some organizing. We are preparing to move, and in the process of our new house being built, my mission over the last several months has been to keep this house clean and organized. As a family of 5, this has not been easy, but I am glad that it has slowly been transformed. Whether you're here to get motivated for just some daily cleaning, some inspiration, or to help transform your home, you're in the right spot. If you're new here, then welcome. My name is Michelle. I'm a mom of 3, and keeping up with the housework has been exhausting to say the least. On top of that, moving is stressful in itself, but we just take it one day at a time. After watching for a bit, if you enjoy this video, then I would love for you to subscribe and become part of our awesome community. But let's not waste any more time and jump right in. Go ahead and pull up your sleeves because we have a lot to do in today's video. Clearly, I'm behind on cleaning up, but what's new? So today's video, we are going to clean up the kitchen, the living room. I'm going to be cleaning up the floors. I have like piles and piles of laundry to get done, and then I'm going to head upstairs, clean up the kids' room as well as the playroom. If you're watching for cleaning motivation, then go ahead and set your timer. This video is about 31 minutes long, so you have plenty of time to get something done. And if you're here just for entertainment and inspiration, well, I do have some news to share with you. So go ahead and bring your energy and let's get started. So here's a little taste of what we are starting with today. It is a Saturday morning, I believe, when I filmed this. We just had breakfast or, I don't know, lunch. Rise down to sleep. My mom took the girls, so I have a good chunk of time to just go through stuff. The next day, or maybe a couple days later, I head upstairs and go through. I need to wash the kids' sheets. I need to clean up this mess. Yes, there's still a Christmas tree in the girls' room. That was their request to keep it up as a nightlight. But then all the lights went out, so I guess that's a sign to take it down. If you're new here or this is your first time here, then welcome. My name is Michelle. I'm a mom of 3, 2 girls which are ages 6 and 4, and 1 boy who is 18 months. So it gets busy around here, but then again, whose life isn't busy? It's definitely not perfect here all the time, but we just take it day by day and have fun with it. All right, so let's get started in the kitchen.
Kiss still burning, didn't know I missed this passion in life. Now I'm addicted somehow. Let me tell you what is up with your smile? It's impossible, not melting, irresistible. When I look through your eyes, not even sky's the limit. I used to be satisfied, dated over the surface. Now I just can't get enough. You make me feel good like no other. I just want everyone to see what I've discovered. And when I'm with you, I go higher. You lift me up, now I can see so much further.
So I need y'all's suggestion on some good crock pot recipes. So I don't typically like cooking. He grills a lot, so I'll just buy a bunch of meat and then we'll make some sides, and then he does a lot of grilling, but I don't cook that often. I know I don't like cooking and I don't like cleaning, and I have a homemaking channel, kind of like, what's going on here? No, but I do it when I need to. But anyway, I did make this. I found this healthy crock pot recipe. It was chicken and I don't know what else was in it, but I ended up I got groceries delivered. I just started doing that recently. I know I've been living under a rock and not wanting to go to the grocery store, but I'm like, I just need to bite the bullet and do it. And then after I did it the first time, I was like, this is nice. This is pretty amazing. I can just have my groceries delivered and I don't have to go find a parking spot, wait in line, walk around the store. Although I like to, it's just that I'm always like on a time limit, dropping off kids, picking up kids, doing whatever. So do you guys do that? Do you guys do grocery delivery sometimes? All the time? Never? Like, let me know in the comments below how often you do it, or if you just don't do it at all. But anyway, I ordered some of the groceries to make this, I don't know if it was like a Thai crock pot recipe, and I forgot the rice vinegar, I forgot the cornstarch, and I'm like, what? So I go to start making it. I pulled the chicken out, and I don't even have like 3 of the ingredients, but I made it anyway without those ingredients, and it was still pretty good. But if you guys have an easy, healthy, like your go-to crock pot meal, then leave the recipe in the comments, and I would love to try it out. So the spray that I'm using it in a, it's the multi-purpose Blue Land bottle, but I actually dumped the Jaws granite cleaner in there because my granite cleaner, the bottle broke, and then I ran out of this spray, so I just dumped it into this bottle. I don't know, this is really weird, but I like the way that the bottle sprays. Like, it's easy to spray, but I do need more. I like the Blue Land products recently, but I am using like more well, okay, you know what's funny is that whenever, I do work with a lot of sponsors, and there's specific words that we're not allowed to say, and I don't know if I'm allowed to say that it's all natural. Anyway, I don't know, but it's like a more natural product, non-toxic. Let's just say that non-toxic cleaners. That's what I typically try to work towards. So like 80% non-toxic ish. And then, I have, like, Chris loves the Tide Pods. I don't like washing my clothes in Tide Pods. He does. So we have both for that reason. But anyway, I like the Blue Land products. I'm not super, super picky on products. I know that some people are like, this is my favorite. This is whatever. I'm not super picky on, I already said that, on products. So I just use, as long as it's like, I will look for those cleaner products. But other than that, I've tried several of them. I've been sponsored by several of them. I've bought several of them. And there's none that is like, this one is 100 times better than this one. It's like, they're all good. So I don't know if that's helpful or not, that I just like all of them. But for Blue Land, I do like the way that one smells. I use Method a lot. I have used Jaws. Let me think. I've used Mrs. Myers. I've used Seventh Generation. So just a handful of them. If you have a favorite multi-purpose cleaner, I'm interested to know what majority of y'all like. So let me know in the comments what your favorite one is.
I'm going out with you tonight. Are you close to here? I'm feeling down, I don't know why. No, it's so surreal. Think I want you here. Oh, 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 oh.
So this is the Tenco Wet Vac. If you've never seen this, it's basically a vacuum and mop at the same time, so it makes it easy to clean all of your floors. So just wanted to give you a heads up on what I was doing. But so earlier I said I don't like cooking, I don't like cleaning, and then I make a homemaking channel. How does that work? So what's interesting is that I didn't initially start off my channel wanting to do cleaning. Considering that I was like, I'm not good at it and my house is a mess all the time. So what would anyone get out of my channel if it were that way? And as I started kind of experimenting with different topics, I realized that, wow, there are a lot of people who connect through cleaning. In my mind, I thought I would be more of like a decor channel, DIY and decor. And I realized I cannot decorate every week. Some people are very talented in that, and I'm like, I can't decorate because my house is mess all the time, so I'd have to spend an hour cleaning it before I can even get to the decorating. And how is all of this going to work? What I've realized through experimenting is that, wow, a lot of people have messy houses. It's not perfect all the time. Not everybody who wants to clean loves to clean, and maybe there is this connection that we can make here. Now I've grown the channel into a business these last couple of years, but I promise I'm still just a normal mom and a normal person, but I am really determined. Now I can go into so many details about how, overcoming my fears and starting a channel has completely changed our family's lives. Now it hasn't been easy all the time, but it's by far definitely been worth it. I know some of you guys have been interested in wanting to start a YouTube channel, and I'm finally excited that in the next week I will be launching my YouTube Power Program, which is a course on how to start a successful YouTube channel, the steps that I have followed to start mine, as well as one-on-one coaching directly with me. And this is going to be small group. So if you are interested, then in the link in my description, it will say to sign up for the YouTube Power Kit. That will get you on my email list. You'll get a free guide on how to start a YouTube channel. And then next week, you'll start seeing emails about the course. So I really would love to have you. But it really is nice to have my home cleaned for, the next 5 minutes or so. So especially with kids, you know how it is. So I have mounds of laundry to do, and even then I'm still not done. So we got a new dryer, and I go in there to take all the laundry out, and it's not fully dry. So we got the LG dryer. I forgot the exact one, but it's an LG dryer. And what I've noticed, and we used to have a Samsung, and our washing machine went out, so we ended up buying the LG washing machine, and we had two different ones, two different brands for a while. And then like during Black Friday time, when the appliances went on sale, we went and bought the matching dryer. But the kids' clothes I like to wash in Delicate. And what I've noticed is that I can run the Delicate cycle on this LG dryer twice, and the clothes are still damp. Even if I put it on high dry mode or whatever, it's still on Delicate cycle, but it's on more dry mode. If you have this wash dryer, I hope you know what I'm talking about. The clothes are still damp. So I can't dry my clothes in Delicate mode on the dryer because it doesn't dry them all the way. So that's my one complaint with the LG dryer. Does anyone have that issue? What do I do? Or do you just not dry on Delicate mode? So recently I've just been putting it on regular mode, which I don't like to because I don't want the clothes to shrink, but whatever. But anyway, yes, let me know in the comments. So I haven't actually talked about it in a while, but the way that I fold my clothes, not my towels. I used to do my towels another way, but I just feel like it's easier to roll them. I like them rolled. They fit better in my cabinet. But I fold my clothes. I call it sloppy KonMari. So a long time ago, and if you know KonMari, Marie Kondo, she has that show on Netflix. It's a few years old now, but she comes and tidies up your home, and all of the things spark joy. So if you remember her, she is where I watched several YouTube videos on how to fold clothes. And the first time I was doing this, I was like, I really want my clothes, all the kids' clothes, to look all nice and neat and in a pile and not just thrown on top of each other. And I did not think that I would be able to keep up with it. I was like, I'm going to do this initial organization, and then it's probably just all going to go to trash. Go back to the way I did it before. But when I did it, I was like, this is very easy to pull out kids' clothes and see what they have. So I started just keeping up with it. And like, it's a little intimidating at first, all the different folds you have to do. And I promise you, I watched the video like 12 times before I'm like, okay, I think I got the hang of this. But I promise you, if clothes, the way you fold your clothes matters to you, it is a lot easier to see. It does take a little bit longer to fold, but once you get the hang of it, once you get the hang of folding it, it's not that difficult. And you don't have to, I'm just showing you that I use dryer balls. I use them sometimes. I actually ran out of dryer sheets. That's why I'm using them mostly. And, but yeah, once you get the hang of it, you'll be able to do it pretty fast, and then you won't even think about it anymore. But just look for YouTube video, Marie Kondo folding shirts, something like that. That's what I did. And then I figured out how to fold each piece of clothing, and then I haven't looked back. And as I'm watching me hang up my shirts, I'm wearing a huge jacket because, y'all, I'm cold all the time. I know it looks funny, but I am so cold. I'm over winter, and I live in Texas, and it's not even that cold, but I'm over the cold. And, spring is very rainy. I'm ready for summer, but I'm using 7th generation, this one, only because someone did ask me what laundry products I use. So sometimes I use Method. Sometimes I use that 7th generation one. Smells nice. And then I've also used the laundry sheets. So I like them all. They're all pretty good. I do like this one because it's scented. The non-scented ones, I don't know. There's just something that is nice about having your clothes smell fresh. But leave me a comment, what laundry products do y'all currently like or are enjoying right now?
Another season we leave behind. Another story that's got me blind. Got only you on my mind. I couldn't
So once I'm done folding everything, I have these little laundry basket boxes that I fold everything in and bring upstairs. And then in each drawer of their dresser, what are those things called? Oh my gosh, I cannot think of the name. The organizer boxes things. So I have them sorted into like shirts, long sleeves, shorts, and then long pants. And then when I fold everything downstairs, I just bring it up and then I grab those items and then put them in there. What's it called? Clothes organizers. I'm going to think of it later after I've already posted this video. But yep, so that's what I'm doing there. This has been really helpful in keeping the clothes organized where I can see them. I mean, that's the benefit, is to be able to see everything you have. Considering I love clothes, I love having a lot of clothes, I love buying my kids clothes, I've calmed down a little bit, but if I'm going to choose to have a lot of clothes, I want to be able to organize them in a way that I can see them and wear them. Now, I am trying to declutter a bit, but that was just one thing that I've found helpful. So if you remember way back at the beginning of this video, I said that I had an announcement, and I'm kind of nervous to say it. But anyway, so at the beginning of the year, I told you guys that I was ready for a change, and we set goals, we had all this stuff planned out, and something a little unexpected came along, and anyway, we ended up finding a house and we bought it. So yeah, we are going to be moving, but not for a while, not till like the end of summer. And it's kind of a long story why we're moving. I don't know how to explain it. I'm still nervous to tell y'all. The reason why I'm nervous is that it's a new build kind of. So it was a inventory home that they had started. They hadn't broke ground on it yet, but they had all the selections picked out, and it is further out from where we live now. And it feels so perfect that it's almost making me scared. Like the reason why I'm nervous to tell y'all is because sometimes I feel like when something feels too good to be true, that something is just going to happen and it not fall through. Now, I am the person to really push positivity and like, don't think that way. And, it's meant to be, and what will happen will happen. And like, for some reason, I just keep feeling like, and this is almost with any event in my life that I'm like, it's too good to be true. Oh my gosh, we're going to get this and we're going to do this. And then I'm just like, something in my head is trying to sabotage the excitement that it's too good to be true, so it's probably not going to happen, or something's going to happen that's going to make you lose your house, or you're not going to be able to sell this house in time. The market's bad. Like, there's so many things that it's just like trying to poke at me and not make me feel excited about it, even though I am like really so excited. And I decided that I was going to go ahead and share it with y'all because I want y'all to be a part of the process and it'll make sense because I'm going to be decluttering. We're going to be fixing this house up. We're going to be putting it together. We're going to be trying to sell it. Hopefully we don't have to move into another house in the interim. And then you're going to be a part of me picking out stuff, me trying to decorate. Like, I wanted to include, y'all have been such a big part of my life that I wanted to include y'all with that. I guess, like I said earlier, my biggest fear is that something's going to fall through and I'm going to have been so excited about it and then it not happen. And then I'm going to have to come back and be like, this didn't work out. Our house didn't sell. Something happened with my job. Like, I feel like there's so many what ifs, but if something does happen, then, y'all will be a part of that process too. But anyway, there's no sense in having anxiety and stress about it. And that's all anxiety is creating stress around situations that will likely never happen. So why are you like throwing your excitement away or throwing all this stuff away when that hasn't even happened? And you're going to have wasted so much energy feeling negative and anxious, and it may not even happen, right? And that's like my pep talk to myself. And the reason why I'm like being really vulnerable and sharing my real feelings, I guess, with you about it is that I think that we all have scenarios where we feel so anxious about things. We feel so much anxiety around situations that haven't happened yet. We feel like we don't deserve things if it's too good to be true. And then we sabotage the excitement that we should feel around it. And yes, it's February. I'm undecorating this Christmas tree. I did say earlier that the girls begged me to keep this tree in their room for a while. We used it as a nightlight, and there's like pink lights around it. So I did, and then all the pink lights went out. They all just went out, and they don't work anymore. So I'm like, okay, we're done with this tree. Let's get it out, and then I'll have to rewrap it for next year. And another thing that I feel is like guilty for trying to do something better. I don't know if that makes sense, but I have a fear that people will think like, why are you moving? Or I've even had friends say, why are you moving? Your house is fine. Like, and I tell myself, okay, well, why do I feel that I want to do something bigger, do something better, get a bigger yard? Why should I want this? I should just be happy for what I have, and I should just stay where I'm at, and I should just, feel gratitude that I have this, and that, I shouldn't need to want this. And this sounds really crazy, but there's a lot of like guilt sometimes I feel around that. But then I also remember feeling guilty for moving into this house 8 years ago, feeling like you don't deserve this house. Like you don't, even though I worked my butt off and we built it together, and we've made this home perfect, and now I'm ready to move on. This house has been such a dream come true, and now we are, I have to feel okay that it's okay to move on to our next dream. But anyway, now that I've gotten all of that off my chest, I really am excited. Every time we go and look at it, they haven't done much. Like I said, it's going to be a while, but I'm excited. It's going to be different than any way that I've ever designed the house. So if you're not familiar with a new build, you do get to go to what they call this design center and pick out different selections, like how you want to design your kitchen and how you want to design your bathrooms. You do have to pick from like what they provide, but you can go crazy or you can keep it simple. Some of it depends on your budget. So our first house, we had like zero budget. So we just did everything base level. We just picked colors. This house that we're in now, we had a little bit more of a budget. So we were able to like pick our white cabinets and our countertops. And then this next home we're building is going to be different, considering, I've already done the white kitchen. So it's going to be two-toned. We'll have two-toned countertops. We'll have crazy tile in our bathroom. Like, it's going to be a little bit different than I think what most people will expect, considering this will be our third time designing a home. So one of the big reasons for wanting to move, there's a couple big reasons, but one of them is that I wanted a more functional space. It's not going to be like a humongous home, like a lot bigger than what we have now. It's going to be more functional, considering it's going to be a one-story. So I'm kind of sick of the stairs. It's going to have a game room. It's going to have a bigger yard. We're not going to have back neighbors. It's going to have a 3-car garage, which is something that was a must for Chris. It's going to have a breakfast area. So we're going to be able to actually eat together. And that was a big deal for me. It's going to have an office. So right now, if you don't know, I work in our dining room, which is kind of, I've converted into an office, but then we also have an office that's kind of a junk room. So anyway, it's just going to be more functional to fit all of our needs. And that's what I am most excited about. Also, the girls are each going to have their own room. So Sailor is my oldest. She's really excited about that. Savannah is not. She loves sharing a room with her sister. So, we'll see how that goes. But anyway, I will definitely share more about it as it comes. But in the meantime, the main focus is really getting this house in top shape so that we can sell it in the next few months, and also just do a huge declutter and clean out.
Dry your eyes, but I can't hear the silence you describe. Don't be ashamed. We can't always leave this place and go where no one knows our names. Pack your bags. We never needed their permission to believe in ourselves. So come with me. We could spend the weekend doing everything they said we'd never do. In their universe, we're just causing trouble, but nothing can hurt us in our bubble. For better or worse, in an uphill struggle, no regrets and windows down, 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 down. About the others, let's escape the silence together. Just say the word. I don't know when we'll get there, but we're still young. In their universe.
As I end the video, I just wanted to thank y'all for all of your support. I will have a brand new video next week. If you're not subscribed, I would love for you to subscribe, and I will see you guys later.
Everything's alright with the violet sky on my skin. Ooh, baby, I feel high with the violet sky on my skin. Let me breathe deep, let me get away. There's no place else I'd rather be. Ooh, everything's alright.
I know that you value having a clean, clear, and organized space. That's why you're here. I also know you don't need me telling you what to clean or what to do today, but I am here to encourage you to prioritize one space that you've been avoiding. I have clearly been avoiding several spaces, which is why in today's extreme clean video, we are going to get caught up in those areas, which includes the floors, the kitchen, the bedroom, and the laundry room. Also, a couple weeks ago, I let y'all know that we did buy a new house that's currently being built. So I wanted to tell you the story about how that all came about. And most importantly, I wanted to share that if you are struggling with a difficult decision to make, then maybe I have a little bit of help or can help you put into perspective which decision would be the best one for you. But speaking of moving, I clearly can't sell this house if it is the way it is. So I'm going to get started doing some deep cleaning here. And then throughout the next several videos, I'll be doing a lot of decluttering and getting everything ready in this house to sell. But for now, we're going to start in the living room, gathering up some toys, cleaning the couch, and then shampooing this carpet.
Don't wanna take it slow, just wanna let you know, ready to spend some time, I wanna spend some time, needed some time to grow, just wanna let you know, ready to spend some time, I wanna spend some time, ready to talk, baby, can be your rock, baby, please come and sit with me, or take a walk with me, I need to speak to you, just wanna be with you, just let me take you for a ride. Is there a chance that we could make another try? I think we're meant to be, didn't wanna say goodbye. If there's a chance, just tell me how, cause time is precious, time is now. Don't wanna take it slow, just wanna let you know, ready to spend some time, I wanna spend some time, needed some time to grow, just wanna let you know, ready to spend some time, I wanna spend some time. No, I was dumb, baby, just waited young, baby, I was too blind.
If you're new here, then welcome. My name is Michelle, and a lot of my content is around cleaning and organizing, decluttering, and then some home decor. So basically, all things for your home. But over the time that I've been, posting and creating content on YouTube, I realized that the majority of y'all are amazing at all of this stuff. You're amazing at cleaning. You typically have it all together. You prioritize it. So the goal with my channel is to clean along with you, but hopefully inspire you in other areas of your life. And as I'm doing my introduction, there's dog hair all over my couch. Now, if you were here with me in person, that would be the most weirdest, awkwardest introduction. But here we are. But anyway, by the end of this video, if you feel like you've gotten anything out of the video, then you can go ahead and subscribe if you're not already, or give the video a thumbs up if you did like it. Because none of this content matters if it's not helpful for you, and that just gives me the heads up that it is actually helpful. So I'm using the Bissell Pet Pro carpet shampooer, and this works really good on this rug because it's low pile. It's a performance rug, and it's just it's great for small kids, but it's not super soft. But at least for me, with 3 kids and a dog, it is really hard to keep rugs clean in our house. And our dog is 14, so she has been having accidents everywhere recently. I do need to get doggy diapers. Y'all recommended those to me. I didn't even realize that they made those. And now I'm just thinking, oh my goodness, how many diapers? I'm going to change my kids' diapers, and I'm going to change my dog's diapers. But you got to pick your battles, right?
Another season we leave behind. Another story that's got me blind. Got only you on my mind. I couldn't face what I couldn't find. Just need to know I need peace of mind. Where are you now? Even though I won't believe it, the truth is a lie, we are healing. Even though words are deceiving, you move on. 'Cause every time I try, yeah, every time I dream, there's always this big part of me wanna believe in what I see. If you can make me.
All right, so on this spot, our dog had an accident, and Chris, my husband, he likes to clean up with a shop vac and soap. Wait, what does he do? Dawn soap and hot water. But for some reason, the Dawn soap almost bleached. I don't know if it bleached this rug, the part of the rug, but I mean, it's not as easy to tell once it's wet, but it still has a white spot. And I'm like, how in the world did Dawn soap and water create such a white spot? At first he was like, it's because the rug is so dirty and I just cleaned that one spot. And then I was like, no, I don't think so. So I don't know. Have you guys ever done that? I'm not quite sure why it did that on just at one spot. But anyway, now I'm going to move on to this kitchen runner rug. This was I love this rug. It was the worst rug to buy as a runner and put in the kitchen. It is so soft and it is so comfortable. But, the kitchen is just such a high traffic area that I don't know. I don't know why I do the things that I do, but I just have a feeling this rug's not going to last long.
I gotta get away from here. I gotta get it through my head that even though I lost
So here's my quick check that the water did not seep through the rug. And next I'm going to move on to our bedroom. And to be honest with you, I loved this rug. I keep talking about rugs. I'm a rug person, if you can't tell. I loved this rug, and when we move, it's done. I have to throw it away. It was not good for a high traffic area. I think it was made of wool, and it would just get pretty dirty. And when I do use this shampooer on it, it pulls up, what is it called? When it like pulls up pieces of the rug. And like, if you look up close to it, it's not good. So whenever we do move, I'm going to have to get a new one. Now, whenever I'm looking at home decor websites, one of the first things I always go to is rugs. Even if I don't need a new rug, I feel like I'm always browsing rugs, and I never buy a new one because rugs are just so hard, in my opinion, I feel like, to picture in a space. And then you're like, oh my gosh, why is the one I like so expensive and my kids are just going to tear this up, but it looks so pretty? Like, I don't know, all the things. I have such a difficult time making decisions. Which, how do we even make the decision to move with the interest rates and all of the things going on right now? I'll tell you that in a minute once I clean up this rug, dump everything out, and move on to the kitchen.
Doesn't matter what they say, doesn't really matter what they do. Baby, got me breathing now, breathing now. Doesn't matter where I go, heart still open, can I close? Baby, got me breathing now, breathing now. Welcome to this one-way ride, we're all on it, got to give it a go. All we got is hope. Don't you know? Wipe the floor of yesterday. You can change it anyway. And you're never alone, never alone. Doesn't matter what they say, doesn't really matter what they do. Let go, baby, let me breathe it now.
So Chris and I had big dreams to move on a piece of property next. So whether that meant like a half an acre or an acre, we just wanted space. And we have been saying that for the last several years, and that was kind of our dream. So we always thought, especially now, we were like, the interest rates are high, it doesn't make sense to move. But when we do move, then we are going to be in our dream house on a piece of property, and we're not making, like, until we get that, we're not going to do anything until we can have that dream house. Now, we had friends that lived in these other neighborhoods, and they'd always be like, oh, come out to our neighborhood. And we would be like, nope, we're not moving into another neighborhood. So one day, a little bit before Christmas in December, I had went to a friend's house. She had like a party for all of the kids, and I love her house. I love her floor plan, and I just started thinking, like, I don't know if I want to live on a piece of property with our kids' ages, I just don't know when that would happen, when that would be realistic. Maybe there's an interim home that we could do, or that could be available before we reached, our ideal dream home. That was, I started thinking I kind of like the neighborhood feel, and I kind of like that and want that for my kids, because right now having a piece of property in our area is just, it's not in our budget, not close to our budget. So it would be a little bit of time. So I came home one day and I was like, Chris, I think that I want to move. Like, what do you think about moving? And he's like, no. Like, where is this even coming from? We had a conversation not that long ago about how it is like a horrible time to move and also about what we wanted. And I was like, just hear me out. Just hear me out. And I told him, some of the reasons why, and that there's this neighborhood that we love. We have friends in. There's a floor plan that I love. the problems with, our house is beautiful, but like I want a 1-story, I want an office, I want, I'm picturing this dream on a little bit like a bigger lot, but not necessarily property, and all of these things, trying to sell him on this idea of moving. And he's just like, I mean, you're just coming out of left field on me, Michelle. Like, what's going on? So I let that sink in. And that next weekend, I just said, will you hear me out? And will you come and just look at houses in this neighborhood? And I just kept saying, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. If it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be. So he agreed to come start looking at houses with me. And, I knew that if I could get him to look, then like the dream, like once you start envisioning it, then it starts becoming more real. And we started looking, and we actually didn't have any luck. I was thinking I would just go and there would just be something, and I would just be like, we got to do it today. Like when you go and like look for a new car and they have like all these brand new cars and you don't intend to leave with a new car, but you do. Well, that's how I envisioned it was going to be, but it wasn't at all. Like we didn't find anything. There wasn't that much inventory. They weren't building a lot, and the lot sizes were not worth it enough to move, because we have a wonderful home here. So it's like, we're not going to move just because. We're going to move if we feel like it's worth it. So after going through like a lot of the neighborhood, it's a new build. There's a lot of new builds, and we walked through this one floor plan, and we were like trying to figure out if we could get this floor plan on a specific lot. And we were doing all these lot fits so that basically you can see if this floor plan goes on this lot, how much backyard space will you actually have, like in reality, once it's built. So nothing was really working out. And I know that we ended up going back several more times. We were looking for about 3 weeks to try and fit, make something work. And I just said, Chris, if it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be. We don't have to move just because. And all of a sudden we walked into one of the other model homes, and she's like, what floor plan are you trying to get? And I showed her, and she's like, we're actually building this house right now, and it's where they're about to break ground, and it's very similar. And we were like, well, we would need to negotiate on the price, and we would need to like make this work. And if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. If it's not, then it's not meant to be. And I started getting like anxiety because, big decisions. But anyway, we made an offer, and they did counter offer, but we ended up, that's how it happened. And it turns out like maybe this really was meant to be. And when we started telling people, one of the first things everyone says is, oh my gosh, why would you buy a house in these interest rates? This is just terrible. Like, why would you do that? That doesn't make any sense. And all coming from a good place, right? Because if you're in the U.S., like you understand right now that the interest rates are really high. So the market is not great to buy a house. Most people are waiting, And, Chris brought this up, and I just said, I just feel like we live in this society where we're just waiting for everyone else to tell us what to do and when to do it. If we just live our lives basing our decisions off when someone else tells us when to do something, then we're never going to get what we want, right? Because if I wait for the market to be right, perfect, then we're going to have, trouble buying a house because everyone's going to be buying a house. We're not going to end up getting what we want. If we go forward with this decision, we get what we want, and we're able to negotiate because of the market. Maybe we are sacrificing the interest rates for a period of time, and then we can refinance. And I'm not saying this like, okay, who cares, go buy a house and spend all your money. Like, if it's not the right decision for you, it's not the right decision for you. But if you are wanting something and you're waiting for someone else to tell you when you should do it, then, you're limiting yourself. But what I'm really like trying to get out is I was reading this, I was doing this masterclass, and this mentor said, when you're faced with a difficult decision, there is no right and wrong answer. Because each decision is your story that you're creating. And regardless of the decision that you make, you're going to make it have a good outcome, and you're going to do everything in your power to make it beautiful. And so I'm going to take this decision, to buy the house or to not buy the house in the hard times situation, and I'm going to put them down two paths. So if I were to buy the house and I'm now 95 years old and I look back, what story would I tell myself, right? Was this one step away from our absolute dream home? Will our kids have a great life? Will the interest rate not matter? Or if I went down the other path and I am now 95 years old and I'm looking back, what will that look like? Right? It will still be beautiful. We will have had a great interest rate. We wouldn't have to have worried about anything. We were staying in our house for as long as we needed. And I would figure out how to organize this house better. And, just basically, what does that story look like? But the point of it is that either way, you're going to make the story work. You're going to make the story beautiful. So I start saying, I want, I feel like I want to move. And I feel like the interest rates aren't going to bother me because in my story, we're going to do everything in our power to make it work, and we're going to be where we want to be when we want to do it. And, when we need to refinance, we can refinance. We can make it work, right? So it's your story that you're building, and that's the whole purpose of it. And whatever decision that you make, you're going to make it a beautiful decision. So I thought that was such a powerful piece of advice that I wanted to share. Hopefully it was helpful.
Never up, never down, never. Like a theme in a song, clever. Feeling high, feeling low at the same time. Feels so right, then I'm wrong, hoping I'll be fine. But I get up, I always do. I never think, I always do. Never thought I wouldn't jump, oh what a fool. But if I fall, I would get up again. I would get up again. Stronger than I ever been. I would get up again. Stronger than I ever been. I would get up again. Stronger than I ever been. I can see everything clearer. Trying to fly 'cause I'm light as a feather. But I get high, I get low at the same time. Feels so right.
So about a year ago, maybe y'all remember, we completely remodeled this laundry room and we added all of the board and batten along the walls and then painted everything like a light greenish earthy color. So along the board and batten walls, I have to go and make sure I deep clean inside the creases, which I never thought I would have to do, but it's fine. It's just an extra step. But as far as the washer and dryer go, we also replaced our washer and dryer over the a few months back, and we are loving them. We used to have the Samsung, and then now we replaced them with LG, and we haven't had any issues so far. A lot of y'all recommended either LG, Whirlpool, or Speed Queen, so that's why we went ahead and went with the LG. When we remodeled this laundry room, we ripped out all the original tile. We picked out some fun tile from, I think, Floor and Decor, and then we just added that board and batten, and then we painted, and the whole project took like $300 or so, and that is because Chris did have some of the tools, although he was like, this was a pain. I'm never ripping out and putting in new tile again. For our laundry room in our new house, I ended up picking out a black floor. So we're going to have black hex tiles, and we're just going to see how it comes together. Maybe I'll do something fun on the walls. I'm not quite sure yet, but the things that I did pick out for the new house are going to be a little bit different because I don't know. I think I'm just ready to like not do everything so traditional, although a lot of it's going to be traditional. But and then when you pick out things, it's like they give you a little sample piece, so like a 4x4 sample piece, and you have to envision like your whole room being that. That's the difficult part. So seeing it come together will be exciting, and hopefully it all looks good together. Next, I'm going to do some laundry before I pick up the bedroom. But one of the things that I heard about decorating, like the 2024 decorating trends, is that more people are going with like what they like more than trying to find a specific trend and do that trend. Which I feel like it should be all the time because, trends come and go, and then what you like is what you like. I mean, it's your house. You're the one living in it. But I am leaning a lot towards Shay McGee. So if you are familiar with Studio McGee, she has like a line at Target, or McGee & Co. is like their more upscale line. But anyway, they have a show on Netflix called Dream Home Makeover. And that's where I first saw them. And then she came out with, she's like an interior designer, and they'll go and remodel people's homes and spaces, and then she like has her own line. So anyway, I follow her on Instagram, and then I follow like a lot of her design style. So I'm really leaning towards her design style whenever I plan to design our home.
A couple hours from Japan, would you stay awake? I'm losing touch of who I am when you're far away. And I feel like I'm running in circles around you. And I know I've been acting strange for a while, but I want you close. I just need you to know that I want you close, closer than before. I know that we've been through a lot, now we're hiding in the crowd. I'll be whatever you want me to be, you know I'm on your side. And I feel like I'm running in circles around you. And I know I've been acting strange for a while, but I want you close, closer than before. And no one knows that I want you close. I'm not overthinking feelings, I just need you to know that I want you close, closer than before.
So Rye decided that he was going to jump in and help me and do a little bit of cleaning, and then he ended up just taking off with my rag. So there he goes, right? Whatever makes him happy right now. But actually, he's been sick for a bit. We've been battling ear infections for the last several months. So he's just been really clingy and whiny. So I'm excited. He's starting to feel better, which is nice. But I am going to go and see if he needs to get tubes in his ears, which just helps drain the fluid so that they don't get so many infections, which neither of my other girls had them. So I don't know what they're going to say. I know it's pretty common, and I hear that it's worth it. I don't know if any of your kids have had experience with it. Let me know in the comments. So hopefully, I don't know. We're going to see what they say.
I just need you to know that I want you close, closer than before.
So I'm going to go ahead and end the video here, but thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure that you're subscribed if you're not already. Next week I'll start some decluttering and prepping for getting this house to sell. So I will see y'all next week.
I see a sky with a reindeer car, but I'm not running. I see a train moving all too fast, but I'm not leaving. And you go round and round and round, and you cannot see. I'll be right behind you, honking the tree. You look so beautiful today, and now the game is changing. Just like a stranger, suddenly knows everything.
If you can't already tell, I'll be working exclusively in the kitchen today. So I'll be cleaning up the kitchen as well as going through the refrigerator, the freezer, the pantry, the area under the sink, and restocking as much as I can. If you're here to get something done today, then you are in the right spot. Whether it's to physically motivate you to do something if you're feeling behind, or mentally motivate you if you're feeling stuck but have an urge to want to do better. If you're new here, my name is Michelle, and I can't say I'm perfect, but I sure as heck try to do better. But before I get started, I wanted to mention that one thing that I wanted to do this year was incorporate more life in my home with beautiful plants. But if you struggle like me, then you know that I have a really hard time keeping any kind of plant alive. That's why I currently don't have any real plants in my home. Until now, an Easy Plant is going to make this possible, and I want to thank Easy Plant for sponsoring today's video. So with 3 kids, a husband, and a dog, I honestly just forget about plants. But the really cool thing about Easy Plant is everything about it is so easy. With Easy Plant, each plant has an innovative self-watering system, so you only have to water once a month when the reservoir is empty. I'll show you how that works in just a minute, but from the packaging to opening the box to selecting each plant, there's literally no hassle. They have a wide range of different plants and pots that you can choose from, as well as different sizes. They also have discounted collections that were curated by interior designers. So as you go through the website, you can look and research a little bit about each plant and then also pick a different pot color. So once you make your selections, then you do get free shipping to your doorstep in protective packaging that keeps your plants safe and happy. Each plant does come with an info card as well as a QR code to learn more about the plant. Now, what was important about this for me was that I needed to know where I was able to put the plant based on the amount of sunlight that it needed. Since I'm kind of a newbie with real inside plants, I always have trouble determining which plants need the most sunlight, where I can place them, how close to a window do they have to be, and stuff like that. So the card will give you all the information needed. And with all plants, there is a 90-day guarantee and free online plant expert support if you were to run into any issues. So I selected the green snake plant, and the cool feature is that you're just going to add water directly to that reservoir. You're not actually watering inside the soil. So this allows it to basically self-water itself. And that's why you only need to refill it up to 30 days. Now, the next plant I selected was the cast iron plant. It doesn't require direct sunlight, so I can kind of tuck it away in this corner. And then I'm going to add water directly to that reservoir, fill it all the way up, put the cap back on, and just let it look beautiful in my home until it needs watering again. This one is one of the larger plants, but the last plant I got was the parlor palm. This is in a medium size in the olive color pot, which I'm really loving this color in the kitchen. So it is so easy to choose the perfect plants for your space from the website through low light and pet friendly. So go ahead and shop the link in my description. I'll also list the exact plants and pot sizes and colors that I got. And then be sure to use my code for an additional 10% off. I promise you will love them. Now that I have my beautiful plants, I'm going to start cleaning up this kitchen.
Let me feel your love again. 'Cause I've been running round in circles, screaming out your name. Take me to a different place. Just the two of us, and we can stay up all night, kissing under streetlights, doing what we want to, doing what we need to do, staying up all night. Everything is alright. Oh, I wanna be with you. Oh, I wanna be with you. Let me be the someone who can hold your hand. I don't even know if you can understand how you make me feel. I got you in my head. Oh, I wanna be with you. Oh, I wanna be with you. Let me be the someone who can hold your hand. I don't even know if you can understand how you make me feel. I got you in my head. Oh, I wanna be with you. Oh, I wanna be with you.
So when I clean the stove, I typically use the pink stuff. It does a really good job getting out anything stuck on your stove, as well as like stainless steel stuff. So if you haven't used it yet, then I do recommend it. I think I got mine on Amazon, but I've seen it at Home Depot, and I'm sure you can get it anywhere these days. But if you did not see my video from, I think it's 2 weeks ago, then I did announce, or I just let everybody know, that we did buy a house. It is a new build. They've already started it, so we'll be moving in the next, I don't know, 4 to 6 months. We plan on listing our home earlier, and we're just hoping that we can time it right where we're not moving out. But what does that mean in the next couple of months here on my channel? Just that we are going to be trying to get this house fixed up and ready to get sold. It's bittersweet. We love this home so much, but it is time to get a more functional space, I guess you can say. Now, before Christmas, I had asked you guys about getting a new refrigerator because I was really, really adamant about wanting a new refrigerator. I wanted a French door refrigerator, and I even asked all of y'all's opinions because right now we obviously have a side-by-side. And then during that time, just about every other appliance in our home went out. Like our AC unit went out. We had to get a whole new AC unit throughout the house. And then our microwave went out, so we had to get a new microwave. We already had planned to get a new dryer because our washing machine went out, so we had a mismatch washer and dryer. So we bought that, and then I bought random stuff like a toaster oven I didn't need. But that all being said is that we did not prioritize getting a new refrigerator because ours works perfectly. We just have like broken shelves because we put too many condiments on them. So I need to replace the shelves. And the ice maker doesn't work. But I've heard this with like everyone I know who has a Samsung refrigerator, their ice maker has stopped working. So actually, if you have a Samsung refrigerator, let me know if your ice maker still works or if it went out, because now I'm curious to know. So now that I see these leftovers in my fridge, I want to know, what is your favorite type of food to eat? So we don't always, and the reason I'm asking is because we don't always venture out on different types of food. Like my favorite type of food is Mexican food. But I have recently been eating a lot of Vietnamese food, and there's this place kind of by our house, and it is so good. So I feel like in the last couple of months, we have been eating there almost weekly, or ordering like takeout there almost weekly. And I'm surprised that I haven't tried Vietnamese food a lot earlier in my life, but I really am loving it. But anyway, for the refrigerator right now, first I'm doing a clean out and taking out everything that's expired, and then putting everything back in. And then later on, I did do a grocery delivery. So once all of the groceries from the grocery delivery come, then I'm going to stock up the refrigerator, I guess and the freezer and the pantry.
Remember when you told me you believe in something and you said you're done pretending that fate is patient. Go run away, get it out of your system. Come back when you're older. Go find a place where you can't be the victim. And come back when you're older. Go catch the storm within your broken bones and be wild, 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 wild.
So I know that it doesn't look super organized, but the way that I kind of organize my freezer is that I have all of the breakfast foods on the top 2 shelves, and then I'll do lunch foods and then dinner foods, and then anything in the drawers are like frozen vegetables or things that are in bags like chicken nuggets and stuff like that. If you've been here for a long time, then you may have been following my organizing journey, which went from like not organized at all to trying to organize it a little bit perfectly, and then just trying to figure out what works best overall. So when I first organized and I guess all of these pasta noodles spilt all over here. But anyway, when I first organized my refrigerator, I did buy all of the containers. Because like when you look at other people and you get inspired and they all have everything cut up in nice containers. Well, I tried that. I bought a ton of containers and put everything in them nice and neat. And I think the problem with that, what I found with that, is that I know myself and that it's very difficult for me to keep up with maintaining that. As far as washing all the containers, making sure everything fits perfectly in each container, right? Because when you have more than what you need, then where does all the overflow go, right? So I ended up I used some, and then I've taken a lot of those containers out because I feel like they just don't fit right in the space that I have to work with. So I do find myself sometimes struggling with how organized I want something to be. I find it very easy to keep spaces that I don't use often pretty organized, like our craft room or like a closet that, or a craft closet or whatever that is just not used that much. I make sure that stays organized. But like the pantry and the refrigerator, this space is used every day, multiple times a day by multiple people. So it is a lot harder to maintain it perfectly like I would, ideally would want it to be. But I do know in some spaces, like my pantry, I will never, never, never go back to how I had it before I started like this organizing journey, I guess you can say, that I've had. But now it's more so finding the right balance of how organized I need it to be. Like, say, for example, the first time I organized my pantry, everything was in containers. It looked beautiful. But what I didn't like was that it would take me almost an hour or even longer to unload my groceries because everything had to be out of a box. Everything had to be poured into a container. Everything had to be sorted this way. And I'm like, I don't have an hour, or I don't want to spend an hour just putting things away. So there's things that I compromise. Like, I'm not pouring my cereal into a cereal container. Like, those can stay in the boxes, but there are things that are going to be organized and that are worth it to me. So just finding that right combination, I think, is different for everyone, and is especially where I struggle and go back and forth with.
I was knocked down, heard the countdown through the haze, in the face of defeat, yeah. I was ruled out with no bailout, on my own, all alone, left to bleed out. But I rose up from the ground, just like I was spellbound. All the odds were against me, so I picked up the pace, and now I'm in the race. Give me some space. I'm a movement and I ain't losing. Gonna go, 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 go. Like a bullet, won't take no. You should know, no, no, no. I'm about how to explode. So I've been told that I should fold and give in. I can't win in this game, no. But you can hear me laughing. I'm the new thing in this field. You should kneel instead of me now. Yeah, I rose up from the dead. Your words inside my head. All the odds were against me. But now I'll lead ahead with grace. I'm winning this race. Give me some space. I'm a movement and I ain't losing. Gonna
So here I'm going to start cleaning out the pantry. It's not terribly unorganized, but I do want to clean out the bottom of it so that you're able to actually walk in there again and then go through some of the food that I think might be expired. But I did want to talk about how to make a change for yourself. And what I'm talking about is when you either have a goal set for yourself or there's a situation that you're in, you feel stuck in something and you want to make a change, but you just don't know how. Or even the belief that you don't believe that it's possible. Here's an example. I want to get a lot more organized, but I don't have all the little containers you need to be organized. I want to get back in shape, but I just don't have time to exercise. I want to make $10,000 a month, but I've never done it before, so it's just probably not possible for me. I want to get this job or whatnot, but I'm just not smart enough or good enough. So these are all examples of limiting beliefs that you tell yourself, maybe because of past experiences, maybe because you've never actually done those things, so you think that it's not possible, or maybe you don't fully understand your worth and your potential. And trust me, with every single goal I have to break through all of these limiting beliefs that I tell myself over and over again to create positive change. And I wrote down 4 things that I do if I want to, accomplish my goal. And I'll tell you those in just a second. My grocery delivery did come through, so I'm going to unload and restock restock everything. I asked y'all in another video if y'all did grocery delivery. So many people do it. I know, it's amazing. I'll still go in the store sometimes, but sometimes I'm like, this is like the absolute best. All right, my tip 1 to making a change towards a goal that you want to accomplish is knowing that you are worth it. Now, this is a hard one because coming from a background of depression, one of the number one things that doesn't get you motivated is that you don't think that it's worth it, or you don't think that you're worth it enough to make the change. And my question is, how can you be motivated to do anything if you don't understand your self-worth? I've had people message me who have been through traumatic experiences, who are struggling with depression, struggling with postpartum depression, struggling with their families who have been broken apart, struggling with loss. And I didn't mean to get this deep, but coming from a background of depression, I was not motivated to do a dang thing. And you won't be motivated until you can find out and realize your worth and that you're worthy of making a change for yourself. So I can sit here and put my little granola bars all organized in plastic containers and scrub my toilets all day long, but that's not going to motivate you until you feel like you are worthy enough to make the change, and then you can then motivate yourself to do it. And I know this may sound like, you might roll your eyes at it, and I may have done this about 5 years ago, but for the people who do reach out to me, really want to make a change and have been through some not so great experiences, know that you have a purpose and you are worthy of the change you're about to make. All right, number 2, in order to make that change is that you have to want it more than you don't. Now, what does that mean? I mean, yes, I want it, but do you want it more than you don't? Because it's going to be a hard road to travel. And this is what's also going to keep you consistent. Now, let me use this as an example. Do you want to lose weight? Let's just say hypothetically. Well, yes, I want to lose weight. Do you think you're worthy of it? Yes, I think I'm worthy of losing weight. I want to, work on my health. Well, do you want it more than you don't? Because every single day, you're going to have to get up and make the decision to consciously go to the gym, work out, go on that walk whenever you don't want to. To be honest, there are times I don't want to film. I don't want to make a video every week. I don't want to have to show you that a bug ate my strawberries and that I have to clean them up and wash them and put them away. Now, I have to use that as an example because that's what I'm doing right now. But I do it anyway because I want this community. I want this to work more than I don't. And that's the second thing that keeps me motivated. The third thing I'll get to in just a second, I am going to restock this little mini fridge I have in it's our dining room, but it's kind of my office. So that's what I'm going to work on next. So the third thing is that after one, you know that you're worth it. You know that you're worthy despite your past and all the experiences that have happened. The second thing is that you want it more than you don't. Like you really want this to work out. So that keeps you consistent with it. The third thing is find a community, find a support community that will help you stay motivated and will get you in a room with like-minded people, will get all of you guys on the same page and that you have support. And maybe that's why you're in this community. And if you're not in this community, then you should subscribe and join the community. But right, because I don't judge you if your home isn't clean. We're all in this together, promoting positivity, lifting each other up, and motivating each other when we may have had a bad day or we're not motivated to do it. If you're trying to get healthier and want to exercise, then join a workout community. And trust me, if you're scared about what people will think, like I used to tell people to go to the gym and they're like, well, but I don't look good, so I don't want to go to the gym. And I'm like, nobody at the gym cares about what you look like, right? They're all worried about themselves. So why are you worried about what they think, right? Worry about yourself. And then number 4, take action. Just go ahead and do it because you're not going to improve. You're not going to grow if you don't actually try it out for yourself. And who knows, by trying it out, you may go from a completely unorganized slob, meaning me, not that long ago, to organizing all your drinks nice and neatly. Never thought I had it in me, and here I am. Looks like I have my life together. But in all seriousness, I can't motivate you to do anything, but I can help you see your worth so that you can motivate yourself to do it.
I pull into your driveway, it's a Saturday night. You look like $1,000,000 wearing that dress I like. You're smiling, but there's something missing in your eyes. Girl, I can tell that you have something on your mind. But I will make you forget all your sorrows. Let go like there's no tomorrow. Let's have a drink, just relax, all your problems will fade. If you're ready for a good time, count on me. There's a party in the backyard, dance your problems away. I'm all about the good vibes, I know you're all about the good vibes. Do you know how much I love you, wanna see you smile? Where's that happy girl that I know with a heart on fire? I'll do anything to make it fine, but I can tell that you have something on your mind right now. But I will make you forget all your sorrows. Let go like there's no tomorrow. Let's have a drink, just relax, all your problems will fade. If you're ready for a good time, count on me. There's a party in the backyard, dance your problems away. I'm all about the good vibes, I know you're all about the good vibes. We are all about the good vibes. We are all about the good times. Dancing till it feels alright, all night. We're all about the good vibes, all about the good vibes. I will make you forget all your sorrows. Let like there's no tomorrow. Let's have a drink, just relax, all your problems will fade. If you're ready for a good time, count on me. There's a party in the backyard, dance your problems away. I'm all about the good vibes, I know you're all about the good vibes. Let's have a drink, just relax, all your problems will fade. If you're ready for a good time, count on me. There's a party in the backyard, dance your problems away. I'm all about the good vibes, I know you're all about the good vibes. We are all about the good vibes. We are all about the good times. Dance until it feels alright, all night. We're all about the good vibes, all about the good vibes.
So I had made a quick trip to Sam's. If you're wondering why I have like 100 mini muffins, I have been told from my kids that I have a really boring pantry because I don't have a ton of snacks, but I do have a couple snacks. I mean, I try not to buy too much junk because I feel like them as well as me will only eat snacks and won't eat anything else. So that's why I do not have a fun pantry full of yummy snacks. All of my white containers in here are from IKEA, and that's where I store the bread. This bread is disgusting. It is very moldy. I don't know how I hadn't seen it. I think that's from Christmas. So we are going to toss that. Okay, get it out of the camera now, Michelle. Okay. Yep, so we're going to toss that, and I'm going to go through everything and just throw away everything that is bad.
Let me feel your love again, 'cause I've been running round in circles screaming out your name. Take me to a different place, just the two of us, and we can stay up all night, kissing under streetlights, doing what we want to, doing what we need to do, staying up all night. Everything is alright. Oh, I wanna be with you. Oh, I wanna be with you. Let me be that someone who can hold your hand. I don't even know if you can understand how you make me feel. I got you in my head. Oh, I wanna be with you. Oh, I wanna be with you. Be with you. Be with you. Be with you.
We're going to finish up this video by cleaning underneath the sink and organizing it a little bit. We have like the reverse, I don't know how that got so bad on the doors, but I'm going to clean that up. We have a reverse osmosis water filter underneath our sink, so it takes up a ton of space. So I've always wanted to put like containers and stuff in there, but to be honest, there's no room to put anything under here. So I just have to kind of stack it on. And what I'm going to do is go through any of the cleaning products that I don't use or ever use. Then I'm going to go ahead and toss those. And then the ones that I need for like all of my like mop vacuums and my shampooers. Like I have a lot of specialty cleaning products specific for those products. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense. But anyway, I'm going to keep those and then reorganize them.
You were my best friend. Didn't care about the rules, good on the weekends. I'll be in fools, drifting to deep space. So brave and so stupid, just like the movies. I was gonna stay in the fight with you, just thinking we would do this until we couldn't do it. Each and every high, every night with you. You and me so clueless. We were just broken
So as always, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. If you're not subscribed, I would love for you to subscribe and join this community, and I will see you all next week.
I want to be there and baby dance the night away. I let my head down if I won. Don't you just get tired chasing fame and being pretty all the time? Doesn't sound like fun. You can do better. Let me show you what a good time looks like. You can do better, so much better. I don't fit into your box. Beauty queens without no flaws. You can do better. I dare you to be wild.
Do you clean differently in the spring than you do all year round? If you do, and you do some extra deep cleaning during this time, then you'll enjoy today's video. If you're here for daily motivation, then trust me, there's always something that needs to get done, even if it's not deep cleaning. But where do you even begin when there is so much to do? Today, I started off in one of my least favorite areas to clean, which is the bathroom. In fact, I'll be cleaning all 3 bathrooms in our home just to get it over with. Well, this is a lovely addition to my decorations. Next, I'll move on to the kitchen area, do some basic cleaning here. I'll focus a lot more on the deep cleaning next week. And then I'm gonna move over to my laundry room. Last year, I had redone the entire laundry room, and it's gotten a bit cluttered and unorganized since then. So I'm going to clean it, go through it, and try to get it organized again. And because we are moving, I plan to continue to declutter, this time in the bathroom cabinets, and also pack up a bit in the laundry room. But let's not waste any more time and get started.
If only I had listened for a while, I would have told you I miss your smile. I thought of you as a friend who can't let go, but when you left I could feel it grow, like a body of water, seeping through the edges of my soul, and getting harder. It was never under my control.
So it's been about a year since we remodeled our whole primary bathroom. I am trying to wipe this off of the granite, but I'm not sure if it is part of the granite or if it was stained. I started looking around and I was like, maybe that spot was just part of the granite already. But anyway, whenever we remodeled our whole primary bathroom, I saw a picture on Instagram and basically wanted to do the same flooring. And when I found the same tile, they were called basket weave tiles, I didn't realize it was marble, but I guess I didn't care at the time. But I also didn't realize how high maintenance marble was. Marble has to be resealed quite often, and although everything still looks good, I am seeing some spots where it stains easily with like either water stain, or sometimes I use purple shampoo. And if you're blonde, you understand this. If you have like certain types of purple shampoo, it helps keep your blonde color basically blonder. So that will stain the walls lightly in some spots. So I don't know if I would say that I regret putting marble in the bathroom, because it's just so timeless and beautiful, but I wish it wasn't so much of an upkeep. And we do have to use special cleaning products. You can't use anything acidic like vinegar or anything like that. It's just high maintenance. So if you are rethinking about remodeling with marble, just keep that in mind. If I could go back, I might choose a different floor, and then I would be fine keeping the walls marble. I don't know. It just depends. So here I'm going through some of my hair products, and I'm going to try and get rid of the ones that I don't use often, I have a lot of curling irons. And what's funny is that I've had this straightener for a while, but I hardly ever use a straightener. Last time I used it, I thought that it caught fire. So I turned it on real quick. And y'all, that is like a fire spark. And I was like, oh my gosh, if you can see, it's smoking through there. And I just turned it on for a split second. So just be careful with your straighteners. So I do not know what happened there, if some of the electrical got messed up or something, but I ended up throwing that straightener away. And I'm probably the only person who doesn't own a straightener anymore, or use one. I would just blow dry my hair straight, or have it in a ponytail all the time. But now I'm going to put my stuff back. The main thing I wanted to do was clear off the stuff on my counters, make sure it can fit underneath my drawers, have everything in my drawers organized so that whenever I pack, I can just pick it up, put it in a box, and then move on. But here's a granite cleaner that I've been using. It's good for granite and stone. I also like using the Method granite cleaner, but I already had this one. So since I don't film our primary bathroom that much, I just wanted to, and I'm cleaning the mirror, I wanted to say that our lights and the trim around our mirror, since we decided to go with gold, it is very difficult to match exact gold colors unless you're like buying everything from the same brand. So when I initially made the decision to go gold, actually, in fact, we bought everything in black, and then I returned it because I wanted it gold. You find that not every brand makes everything that you need. So I bought a new like shower head but then the shower head and shower nozzle company didn't make the drain, right? So it was like you started having to go with different brands, and then you started having to mix and match the gold. So whenever we bought the light fixtures, we spray painted them so that it would all look like a very similar gold and not, one that's too bronzy or whatever. Now in the bathroom, I wish that I didn't do that. So this light is not spray painted, but the lights above the mirrors are. And even though they're high away from the water, there's still kind of moisture, and I feel like you can see some spot stains on there. So I kind of wish that I did not spray paint them. But moving on to the toilets, I do like this Method toilet cleaner.
You were my best friend. Didn't care about the rules, good on the weekends. I'll be in fools, drifting to deep space. So brave and so stupid, just like the movies. How it's gonna stay in the fight with you. Just thinking we would do this until we couldn't do it. Each and every high, every night with you. You and me so clueless. We were just broken, shattered, singing along to nothing matters. Stray around like nighttime rumors. We were in too deep in your worn out
So this little shoe rack bench is actually full of dog hair. I know that's gross, but I mean, what do? You can't just tell your dog to stop shedding. So I just fail to clean it as often as I should. Our dog used to have a bed in here because she used to be scared of thunder and she would hide in here, and then I ended up taking all of that out. But I don't know, the hair just magically appears somehow. If you are a pet owner, you may understand a bit. But also, I'm using the Tenco cordless vacuum, and then I can just change the attachments and make it a handheld one. I have an Amazon box there because our cable and internet boxes are in our closet and they're like hanging down. Chris had them like on the wall, but they were falling, so I just put a box there to hold them up. So that's why that was there. And just adding, we had to put them there because that's where all of the wiring is throughout the house. For now, this is about as organized as I can get with what I have. And there's a bug in that candle. But this is our second bath. This is also the guest bath. And what I'm basically doing is trying to go through all of the cabinets and get them as cleared out as possible so that it's easier to pack. And luckily, I don't have a lot of stuff in this bathroom or the upstairs bath. Now, one thing that you may have noticed is that the shower curtains, they're not actually shower curtains here, and I don't have like the shower liner because nobody uses this bath. In fact, nobody uses the bath upstairs either. Everyone uses our bath. So instead of using shower curtains for decor purposes, I use actual curtains. And I learned about this in going through one of the model homes. I was like, how did you find shower curtains that were that tall? Because they would put them all the way up and it just made smaller bathrooms look elongated and a lot bigger. And they were like, well, these are real curtains. We don't use shower curtains. But if you need to shower in it, just add your liner. So ever since then, I use real curtains instead of shower curtains.
You said that you needed me like a cargo, you will carry me. I just hope you know my depth, even though it makes no sense. Sometimes I'm broken, too much of emotions. Sometimes I'm the lightning, don't wanna pick a fight with. Everything seems so good. I guess I can't help myself. Would you call me if I'm in the dark? I'm calling up 'cause I'm right under the stars. Would you run on me leaving this mark? But baby, I'm the one who's breaking hearts, one who's breaking it.
So next I'm moving on to the third bathroom upstairs, which we hardly ever use. So it's pretty empty. And then I'm moving downstairs to clean the kitchen and whatnot. But I saw someone do this on Instagram and I wanted to try it here. So if you are currently under 40 years old, I want you to ask a question in the comments. And if you are over 40 years old, I want you to help answer that question. So for example, I'm going to ask, what is your best advice for raising teenagers? And then anyone who either has a teenager or is above 40 is able to answer that question. So basically, it's like, I'm not there yet with teenagers, but I want all the advice that you can give me. So either in the next video or the next video, I'll share some of y'all's questions and answers if I get enough. But my question was serious, so you can go ahead and start by helping me answer that question below. Best advice for raising teenagers. Now, I'm trying to hang up this curtain rod, and it is super heavy. Again, these are real curtains, so they can go almost all the way up to the wall, and I can't get them right. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to take this whole thing down, pack it away, and then when people come and look at the house, I just won't have any curtains there.
Too much of emotions. Sometimes I'm the light. Don't wanna pick a fight with it. Everything seems so good. I guess I can't help myself. Would you call on me if I'm in the dark? I'm calling up 'cause I'm right under the stars. Would you run on me leaving this bar?
Now, one little bit of advice that has been on my mind that I wish I knew earlier. Well, there's actually a lot of things, but okay, in fact, I'm just going to share 3 things that have changed my life over the past couple of years that I wish that I would have known when I was younger. The first one was the way that I felt about failure. I would correlate failure to not being good enough. So I failed at a test, that means I'm just not smart enough. I failed at a relationship, that means I'm not good enough or worthy of being loved. If I failed at a job, then it makes me dumb. And over time, you just start saying, well, what's the point? I've already tried. I've already failed. It's not going to work. I've already failed at this diet. I've already failed in this class. But what I wish I would have known earlier was that instead of stopping, I will have gone into the next opportunity even stronger. Meaning that if I failed in a relationship, then I now know what not to look for in a relationship so I can go into the next one stronger instead of thinking, what's the point of even trying? Being a little older, I can go back and look at all of the times where I have quote unquote failed and see the new opportunity and direction that it's led me to. So instead of the times where I just gave up and threw in the towel, I wish I would have went in with a new perspective. The second thing that I wish I would have known earlier and have done earlier was not only negative self-talk about myself, but negative self-talk about others. I feel like nowadays the media has almost gotten us obsessed with gossip and drama and all of these reality shows, the blind, Love is Blind and Housewives and all of these shows. When I started eliminating gossip and talking about others, it has made my life so much more positive. Now, I am no perfect person, but oftentimes we talk about other people negatively so that it makes us feel better about ourselves. I heard in a podcast, when you're doing this whole self-development and discovering yourself and realizing that talking bad about others is not serving of you at all, they said if somebody else, you're around gossip and people are, talking bad about this person, try to say one positive thing about them. And it's certainly hard to do, especially if you have some sort of disagreement with that person. But I promise when you can remove yourself from that drama, you have just lifted a weight off your shoulders. Now, I don't actively wake up all happy-go-lucky every morning. I have to actively work to be a positive person on a daily basis. But this is one of the best tools that has helped me feel good and stay positive. The last words of advice for being the 36 years I am that I would have given my younger self is to practice your faith a lot sooner in life. So I grew up Christian. I believed in God, but then as I got older and I started thinking like so much more logical, I really started to question my faith. I stopped going to church, and I wouldn't say that my life was like terrible or anything, but last year I had a lot of decisions and stress and heaviness and past triggers and uncertainty, a lot of it because I was stepping out of my comfort zone. In the last couple of years, I've stepped out of my comfort zone a lot. It's paid a big price, but it's also brought in a lot of, anxious feelings. And one day last year, I was just overwhelmed and crying. And I just said, God, if you're real, then show me. And I'm a big podcast listener. And I have, a set of podcasters that I listen to. Some I don't as often. And the very next day, this podcast popped up and it was like, how to see a miracle. It was something like totally, I don't know what it was about. And it was from someone who I follow, but I hadn't really been listening to that person a whole lot. And they're all like businessy podcasts and, how to self-development and business. So I was like, okay, I'm going to click on this podcast while I'm working out and listen to it. And in that podcast, he said almost like these direct words, like, if you question your faith, then I've created a podcast for you. And it was just like so super random because this podcast was not about religion whatsoever. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So it was from Rory Vaden, and he created a podcast called Eternal Life. And it is the 7 questions every skeptic should ask about Jesus. And I'll link it below. And this was like a new podcast he created. It wasn't the business podcast I was listening to. And it completely like changed the way that I thought about everything, and ultimately was my sign. I think sometimes we get caught up in that we ask God for $1 million and we're mad it's not there, or we ask him for this and that and it wasn't given to us, or we don't understand the circumstances that are happening. And since then there's been so many more signs, so much goodness, and such a new perspective. And we screw up all the time and bad things happen, but there's so many answers. There's so many answers. My life has changed and is changing so much, and I wish that I would have done this so much sooner. But anyway, those are my 3 tips or things that I wish I would have known and done at an earlier age.
You had me at a low, 'cause where you go is where I go. I don't need nobody else. I got you, and you got me too.
You can ride out the blue. I wanna do what you want to. We can leave and run away someday, someday. I've been saving you, and you save me too. Yeah, I need it, don't you need me too? 'Cause I need you.
So I'm using the Tenco Wet Dry Vacuum, meaning that it vacuums and mops the floors at the same time. They have all different models depending on, price ranging. And then there are several different brands of wet vacs out there as well. This is a lot easier for me than having a bucket and a mop. And you probably saw me vacuuming earlier. So sometimes when I get the vacuum out just to vacuum the rugs, I'll just go through the floors as well, because whenever you clean the empty canister, there'll be like less stuff that it picks up whenever I'm cleaning it.
Met before, it's the same as always, waiting at the airport with your coat and gloves, same time every winter, smiling like you knew me.
So I'm going to finish up in the laundry room. I think it's been about 2 years since we've remodeled the laundry room, and it's one of my favorite small spaces. Since I'm trying to get this house to look like it's not lived in, basically, I am going to go through and try to pack away some of that stuff on the top shelf, and then get some laundry going, and then try and deep clean this space.
Time is standing still when you lift your suitcase, turn around and say bye. Oh, I would be a fool not to ask you gently if you stay forever. And now all my emotions are searching for you in places we've never been. Now I'm starting to realize the chance I've been given, but I am so afraid.
So this is what the bottom of our laundry baskets look like. It's full of dirt and not mud, but dirt. So I'm going to clean out with the little handheld. This is the handheld Eureka vacuum. I'm going to clean the bottom of each of the little sections. So in our backyard, we built a huge sandbox for the kids to play in. So a lot of their clothes, if they go out and play in the sandbox and then come and throw their clothes, gets just a ton of sand on there. So this is all a mixture of dirt and sand. But whenever we did do the video, some people said to let them know if I regretted having a sandbox in the backyard. And although we do get a lot of sand in the house, I don't regret it, because it keeps them entertained for a long period of time. It's like having their own beach in the backyard without the water.
Walking home late at night, maybe 2:30. A little drunk, but I'm alright, 'cause I've been hanging with you, and it feels like love. Tell me if I'm wrong, 'cause it feels like love. Yeah, it feels like love. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Don't know what you do, but you make me feel fine. And you can't deny we are not just killing time. You should let me know if you want this true. Baby, you just make me feel crazy. A little crazy for you. Yeah. think about you and I want you here with me. Am I out of my mind, or is this how it should be? You made me sing about love, so just tell me if I'm wrong. But it feels like love. Yeah, it feels like.
So we have a ridiculous amount of light bulbs, and that is what is in those baskets. Now I've changed out almost every single light in the house, from the warm white color, which is more of a yellowish tone, I think it's the warm white, to the cooler white, which is more of a brighter, whiter tone. So we've switched out a lot of the bulbs in our houses, and then they're still good. They're just, some of them are not the color that I want. But we always have a bunch of extra bulbs in case we need them. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I'll have some more spring deep cleaning next week. And if you haven't yet subscribed, then don't forget to hit that subscribe button. But have a great week, and I'll see y'all next Thursday.
Right now I'm standing in a corner. I see you from across the room. It's kinda crowded here, but I know you see me too. Everybody's singing, oh, everybody's singing, oh. I don't know what it is about you. It must be in the way you move. Just say you want me to. We got nothing to lose. You're looking so old. You're looking so old.
6 hours later, I was completely exhausted. You know when you get that sudden urgency to clean when you are about to have company over? Well, the company I'm having over is about to go through every single drawer, cabinet, closet you can think of, because we were officially putting our home on the market. So in today's video, as well as next week, I am panic cleaning and packing and prepping the house for pictures. So you can go ahead and clean along with me today. I have some good news to share, some not so good news, but we'll get right into it. So there's always something that happens, and my oldest daughter, Sailor, came downstairs this morning and said that she had thrown up all over her bed. Poor baby was sick. It must have been something she ate, so I spared y'all some close-up pictures. So that's what I'm doing right now. I told her not to worry about it. I would take care of all the sheets, of everything, and that's what I'm doing to start off this video. Also, if you can't tell, I may sound a little sick. I'm recovering from something, probably COVID. Who knows these days? But when you're a mom, it's like, it doesn't matter. If you're sick, you still have to keep going. So I am feeling better, I promise. I just don't sound fully recovered. But let's get going today.
Love is like a roller coaster, but I'm trying to hold on. I don't want it to stop. Even though we fight sometimes and it feels like a war zone, I still care about us. How do you move on when everything goes wrong? I'm trying to find a way to get you out my head. Don't know how to cope with being so broken. Girl, I can't forget about what we said. I just wanna love you a little bit more. Don't just walk away from me and close the door. Baby, pull me closer now before it's over. I just wanna love you a little bit more. Oh, I know that it's difficult dealing with emotions, but I want you to know that you'll always be on my mind, even in the hard care about you. How do you move on when everything goes wrong? I'm trying to find a way to get you out my head. Don't know how to cope with being so broken. Girl, I can't forget about what we said. I just wanna love you a little bit more.
So my goal for today's video is to start upstairs and try to really minimize the visual clutter by packing everything that we're not going to need for a couple of months. So by the time we're done, our house looks immaculate for pictures, but our garage looks like we belong on an episode of Hoarders. But it's all temporary at this point. So y'all, I'm going to wash all of the sheets. And whenever I pull up the sheet on the very end, I don't know if you can see, there's a moth that flies out. I'm going to show it one more time. That moth flies out. I am so freaked out. Now, I know moths don't hurt you or anything like that, but when you're not expecting it, like, what in the world was that under the covers? I have no idea. But if you haven't heard my moth story, we had a moth, I don't want to say infestation before. So moths trigger me. Let's just put it that way. Basically, long story short, we had pantry moths before, and I had never heard of what pantry moths were. And basically they can get into your food, or they like live in grains and wheat, and so they can like get in your cereal. I think I ended up finding that they were in our cereal or in some grains. So that's why sometimes having those containers in your pantry help seal and keep bugs out. I don't know how it got there. I researched about it, and it said that, you can like buy it. They could already be in there from the grocery store, and then you just take them home and whatever. But anyway, we started seeing like these small little worms, and we even had an exterminator come out, and he just was like, those aren't going to bother you. I don't think he knew what they were. But after a couple of weeks, what happened was they turned into moths, and the moths were just in our home. I wouldn't say everywhere, but I would find at least 3 moths per day in our home, and I was just freaked out. It took a little while to realize what they actually were and how to get rid of them. We just had to put moth traps around the house, and not that they're like as bad as cockroaches or anything, but it's still gross, right? I also had to clear out almost all of our pantry and throw out a ton of food because I just didn't know where they were. And then even if that, you can like bag up your food and see, just to like seal it and see if there's eggs in there, they'll hatch or whatever. But I was like, if there's eggs in the food, I don't want the food. So I ended up throwing a lot of it away. So I was a little bit more freaked out than normal because of that past experience.
Watch me under the light, so keep me in your sight, 'cause I can do this all night. You can call it what you want, I got something else in mind. Oh, if it's you I've been waiting for, I better make it worth my time. So don't you pay them any mind, close your eyes, follow the sound. Keep it coming through the night, we don't need to slow
If you've been following along on my last few videos, I started off doing a lot of decluttering. And what I did was I started in the front of the house. So right when you walk in the door, I started in the dining room, which is also my office. And then I just worked my way from front to back, going through all of the closets, cabinets, etc., and doing a big deep declutter. And then I worked my way upstairs. So now that I'm starting upstairs trying to minimize, it's almost like you have to go through it several times, or at least I did, so that because things that you see every single day, it's like it doesn't seem cluttered to you. But when I go back through it and I'm trying to envision pictures of someone else trying to envision their stuff in here, I'm like, okay, I got to take down the wall decor. I got to take down all of the stuff on the dresser, and I have to go through it like several times before I get it all cleared out. Next, I'm moving on to Rye's closet. I probably need to take down those swan decals. I had put those up whenever this was Savannah's room, but I'm going to go back to the girls' room once all the sheets and stuff are dry and then show the after picture. But for now, I'm going to go through his space, try and pack away all the stuff I don't need, donate some of the extra clothes that I had, and get this space ready for pictures.
You were my best friend. Didn't care about the rules, good on the weekends. I'll be in fools, drifting to deep space. So brave and so stupid, just like the movies. I was gonna stay in the fight with you, just thinking we would do this until we couldn't do it. Each and every high, every night with you. You and me so clueless. We were just broken, shattered, singing along to nothing matters. Stray around like nighttime rumors. We were in too deep. In your worn out sweaters, thinking we'll be young forever. Driving in your mom's old hatchback, and we were in too deep. Cause I'm thinking we'll be young, be young, be young. Cause I'm thinking we'll be young forever. Cause I'm thinking we'll be young, be young, be young. Cause I'm thinking we'll be. Where did it begin? Where did it end? Hanging on loose strings, unable to bend. I never listened, trying to prove it, just like the movies. I was gonna stay in the fight with you, just thinking we would do this until we couldn't do it. Each and every high, every night with you. You and me so clueless. We were just broken, shattered, singing along to nothing matters. Stray around like nighttime rumors. We were in too deep. In your worn out sweaters, thinking we'll be young forever.
So I can't believe that it's already April, and I know every time a new month changes, I say, oh, I can't believe it's March. I can't believe it's April. I can't believe it's May. Anyway, what I am excited about is this summer. We're doing a big family vacation with my family, which this will actually be, I think, our first family vacation ever. Besides last year, we went to Galveston, which is just a couple hour drive from where we live, and we had a beach house there. But this summer we're going to Mexico, and we've been planning this trip for like, I want to say 2 years. We've tried to make this happen. This year we're making it happen. We booked everything. We're good to go. And the day that we leave on vacation is the day that they say we're closing on our new house. So not ideal. We're trying to work around everything. But anyways, this summer is going to be exciting. But What do you guys do this summer? Do you guys have any plans? Is there something that y'all do every year? Is there some special place that y'all go? Leave me a comment. Let me know what you're doing. Even if you have no plans, do you hope to get stuff done around the house? Just leave me a comment and let me know. Also, in last week's video, I asked y'all for advice on raising teenagers. I don't have teenagers yet. I know that is a difficult stage when you get to it. It's like all stages are a blessing and they're difficult because toddler stage is hard, but it's still great. Newborn stage is hard, but it's still wonderful. Anyway, teenage stage, I'm not there yet, but y'all left me some awesome advice. I went through all the comments and thank you so much for sharing that. Some of the advice that stuck out to me from you guys was to try and not to be so much of their friends, but to be more of their guide. To also keep an eye on who they hang out with. To pray about it and to journal about it. Also to teach them to love themselves, which I'm sure is so difficult in today's world because I'm a millennial, but I didn't grow up with a lot of social media or even, cell phones came right at the end. So the world is just so different from the way that at least I grew up. Another good one from Lindsay is to, give them grace because they're still learning and they're still developing. Another one to trust them, listen to them, and also encourage them and make sure that you give them respect. More good advice from Sarah is to communicate with the method in which they prefer. And, I also had a friend tell me this who has teenagers. She's like, I have to, my way to communicate is via texting, but theirs is Snapchat. So I had to download that to make sure that we could communicate. So totally makes sense. Like these are small things that we don't think about. So I truly appreciate each and every one of you for sharing. If you haven't seen that video, go check out the comments because there is lots and lots of great advice. Also, one last thing is that another one that someone said is just to give yourself grace. So I know as a parent, we're just like, we want to do everything right. And sometimes there's almost too much information out there that you feel like if you don't do it that way, then you're not doing it the right way or the way that you want. Like you hear all this stuff about, don't let, make sure they're not doing screen time, make sure that they're not doing that. So then when you feel like, oh my gosh, I need a second to get something done and I give them the iPad for, an hour or so, you almost feel so guilty. Like, how come I can't do all the right things? I know I feel that way all the time, but I love the comments that just give yourself some grace. I know that when we strive for perfection, that's easier said than done. And I don't like to come on here and talk about parenting because I am like the last person to ever give parenting advice because I am just trucking along day by day myself. But speaking of screen time, and I don't mean to go on this rant, but oh well, that's just who I am. Okay, speaking of screen time, before I had kids, I was reading a lot about screen time and how, you need to limit screen time. We didn't have screen time when we were growing up and it, hinders their ability to do all of these things. And then I went to a work conference and I don't remember what it was about, leadership or something. And I sat into a speaking event of someone who was randomly talking about, they were talking about technology. And she brought into the picture technology in young kids. And she brought up this really valid point that I didn't really see from before. And basically what she said, and mind you, this was probably 6 or 7 years ago, she was saying that we are so worried about our kids using technology that we really want to keep them away from technology and we want to limit their screen time, limit everything that they do with technology. But technology is the future. So why are we mad that our kid knows how to use a cell phone earlier than we did when who knows, they could be the next Bill Gates or Steve Jobs or, I totally understand limiting games and, things that they shouldn't do. And that's probably what most people are talking about when they, are saying limit technology. But it's also the way of the future, and exposing them early can help potentially advance them, right? It's just finding, for me personally, right, it's like finding a good balance. So I do admit I am a screen time mom. I'm okay with them understanding technology, using it, but then we do have limits on it. I don't know what's the right thing to do these days, but I don't really care if you don't use it and you don't believe in using it. That's totally cool. I know one of my old coaches, who they go in the wilderness and go hiking all the time, and their kids are never on technology, and it's like, that is so cool. And that's like not my life or what I can do, yet or anything, but I totally respect that. If you give your kids your screen time all the time, that's totally cool too. But anyway, I digress. I've got this room cleaned up. I've got clean sheets on the bed. I've got most of the stuff off of the dresser, and then I've got a lot of the closet packed away. Also, stuff off of the walls. So this room is just about ready for pictures.
Want to keep it nice and clean, not freak out and cause a scene. I try to hold it together, keep it together. Not sure who I really am, just be cute and super bland. I try to hold it together, keep it together. Been playing it down, but I'm so getting tired. Now won't you meet high? 'Cause I've been feeling that crazy, and I need to lose control. So baby, put the record on, baby, put the record on, hit it. And I've been needing that crazy, and I gotta let it go. So baby, put the record on, I'm not gonna need that song, hit it.
Now I'm moving on to some of the small closets. Earlier in this video, I said I had some good news. I said I had some bad news. So I'm going to go ahead and share the bad news. I'm not going to be able to talk about it for long, but you know that we had our dog Piper had been having a lot of accidents in the house. And then within the last week, she wasn't able to walk on her own anymore. She was our 14-year-old black lab, and she's no longer with us. I thought that I would be okay because, at the end there, it was just a lot going on. I knew that it was her time coming. And then when it happened, I just couldn't really hold it together. So if you did see it in my comments, this video and also next video, there's going to be she's in there a little bit, but after that, she isn't. And if you saw that on my Instagram, then I appreciate all of your comments and kind words. I was going through them. I was trying to respond, and I just couldn't because it was just too much. So I just want to say that I do appreciate all of it. We actually got her when she was 6 weeks old. She was the cutest puppy. Chris's dad's friend had the mom. And what's really funny is that if you have a lab or are a lab lover, the mom was a chocolate lab, and he drove to Minnesota or something to breed her with a yellow lab. And because this was a really good hunting dog, breed, and they ended up having 8 black labs. So it was pretty crazy. It's who's the real baby daddy? Okay, no, just kidding. But anyway, whenever we got her, I didn't want a dog. Chris and I were moving into our first house, and I was like, I don't want to have to deal with a puppy. But Chris was actually in a 4-wheeler accident, and that is a story for another time. He had a severe head injury, and then by the time it was time to pick up the puppies, he wasn't able to go. So I went, and he wanted a male dog. He was really adamant about getting a male dog. And there was only 2 male dogs, and the owner wanted to keep one of the male dogs. And then his cousin actually got the other male dog. So when we went, I picked her out. I was like, I went and I was like, I don't want a dog. And then, of course, you see them and you're like, I can't not go home with a puppy. So there was Piper. She was the hyperest, best. She was, they said you can't have a hunting dog and a family dog. She was absolutely both, and she was wonderful. More of a family dog, though, and she gave us a good 14 years. She did everything with us, especially when she was more in her prime. We took her everywhere, but it's just weird. It's going to take a bit getting adjusted to not having a pet. So we don't have plans to get another pet. It's just kind of, but I know a lot of you have shared similar stories, and I am so sorry. For your loss as well. It's so weird how they take, a piece of your soul, so yeah.
Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights, won't stop for traffic lights. And I really wanna know if I will ever figure out where the road goes. Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high, even if the sky is falling down.
I needed to get the sheets in the washer here. I didn't feel like doing all this laundry, so I just grabbed all the laundry and folded it in a towel, moved it for a minute so that I could get the sheets off the bed. So I had some good news to share as well. As I am prepping over this whole video, or getting the house prepped over this whole video and over next video as well, is when I'll do the initial deep cleaning before they come in and take all the pictures and stuff. And I promise you, our house looks so clean, like the cleanest it's ever been, because, minimizing your space really does make a difference. So, I am happy to say that we actually have already sold our house. I'll probably tell the whole story in the next video, but we did list it. We got an offer, the first person who saw it, a full price offer, and things are just going really well. I spent a lot of time on wasted anxiety thinking that we would not sell our house in the market and in the economy and in the interest rates, and that everything would just tumble down. And that is not what happened at all. So a bunch of wasted stress and anxiety on something that never even happened. So at the time of recording this, they have about 5 more hours of their option period. So, anything can happen, but we're just going to assume that everything is moving really good, moving right along. But one thing I am going to stress about, and if you found me during a Christmas video or any of my Christmas content, you might laugh at this, but I don't think my 12-foot tree is going to fit in the new house. So I'm already thinking about, because it's so big, so I'm like, do I move this tree or do I not? The way that the ceilings are is that they come to like a point. I don't know how to explain it. I will show you. Actually, in my Instagram, Michelle O'Malley 711, I have a small highlight reel of parts of the new house if you're interested. But there's a point in which the ceiling comes up to a 15-foot ceiling. So I'm like, I could maybe make it fit, but I don't know. So the weird things that I think about. But anyway, I appreciate y'all so much. Thanks for hanging with me in today's video. I am exhausted by the end of the day. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe, and I'll see y'all next week. While filming this video, I was in panic mode. This was the last weekend before we put our house on the market, and I had spent months decluttering, organizing, and trying to get it perfect. There's just a small sweet spot of time where you can't do it too early or the house will get messed up again, and you can't wait too late in case you don't get it all finished. So in today's video, we are getting so much deep cleaning done, and the way that it turns out afterwards, you will be amazed. But I can't believe I'm saying this after years of being a maximalist. It feels good to have a little bit less stuff and pretty much starting fresh. Now, as I begin to deep clean my living room, and that is actually marker all over my couch. Somebody didn't put the lid on. But as I deep clean through the living room, the kitchen, and the dining room, as well as get some laundry done, I'm going to take you on my 3-year journey of how we have transformed this home little by little, the struggles that I have had keeping up with each space, whether it is decluttering it, organizing it, or cleaning it, and how I feel like I've finally taken control back over. So if you are feeling overwhelmed with the space, with the mess, and you are about to hit a breaking point, then this video is for you. Throughout this video, I'm going to ask you 5 questions that you're going to answer to get started and start tackling the overwhelm. So let's get started.
I want to be there and baby dance the night away. I let my head down if I won. Don't you just get tired chasing fame and being pretty all the time? Doesn't sound like fun. You can do better. Let me show you what a good time looks like. You can do better, so much better. I don't fit into your box. Beauty queens without no flaws. You can do better. I dare you to be wilder. I don't fit into your box. Beauty queens without no flaws.
So I'm starting off by taking off all of the cushions on the couch. This couch cushion has been ripped, and if you ever wonder what you get whenever you buy a couch that says down feathers, well, it's all foam, and then the very, very top layer is all the feathers. So that's what you get. But anyway, I'm going to rig this up by just taping it, and then when the couch cushion goes back on, you won't be able to tell. If you're new here, then welcome. My name is Michelle. I'm a mom of 3, and to kind of jump right in to what I was talking about earlier, we've lived in this house for 9.5 years, and this week our house goes on the market to sell. We are currently building a new home, so that home is supposed to be ready in June, hopefully sooner. So we have been gambling a bit on when to list our home and when to get it on the market and how all of that's going to play out. So if you're in the US, then you know that the interest rates are a little bit higher. The market around my area has been hit or miss. It has not been a seller's market, meaning that a lot of the houses around my area and even in my neighborhood have been sitting for quite a while. I am talking like at least 3 months. Now, we don't have 3 months, right? So we need to kind of sell our house, but we've just been going back and forth on when the right time is. And if you've ever had a new build, they don't know the exact date either. So it makes it really difficult to time everything right. So we decided to list it a bit early in case, it had to sit on the market for a while. And there were so many fears around not selling the house. And I told y'all this earlier when I actually told y'all that we were building a house, was that I didn't want to say it because I was nervous that something would happen to this house, or, it wouldn't sell, or we would have to figure out where to live for a while in an Airbnb, or we would have to list it under market value just to get rid of it. So many factors that could happen. But this is the weekend that I am anxiously prepping, nervous, and getting everything perfect. I have Chris outside replanting all the flowers and redoing this walkway that we have been saying that we were going to redo for a year probably, and replanting. All of my trees died. If you saw that video where I did all the landscaping, all of my trees died. So we replaced those with different plants, not those trees. I mean, we are just like trying to get everything perfect. We're nervous that they're going to notice every little small dent. We're repainting, like we're going all out. But we ended up listing our house. They came and took pictures. My realtors told me she was going to list it on the weekend. She ended up listing it like 2 days sooner than I thought. We had a showing the first day, and then that buyer ended up, moving forward with it and agreed to lease it back to us. So we have like the perfect scenario, and I can't believe that it all happened so fast the way that it did. So next is just going to be me packing, prepping, and keeping the house in perfect condition. But at the end of this video, I'm going to show you what everything looks like, all nice, neat, clean, including the backyard, all the stuff that he did. I did not get a chance to film it because him and his crew went and did it all, and I just was busy cleaning inside. But needless to say, it's been a lot easier to maintain because half of our stuff is packed away. A lot of our stuff is decluttered. That's what I've been doing for the last several months. And I look back on old videos and cannot believe how big of a difference it was, and how, I don't want to say bad, but how unorganized I was before. It's like when you're in it, it doesn't seem that bad. But then when you look back, you're like, oh my gosh, how did I let it get this bad? But over the last 3 to 4 years, I've worked through every space so diligently. But I'm going to share the things I've needed to do and how I've needed to maintain it to not go back to how it was before.
Every night I'm going on the grid, texting back, I want you, hit you up, I'm on the other side, I miss you. Take you off, I came here way too strong, cannot keep it low key. Got me drugged, your pheromones hit the roof, auto, your taste. It's really a bad reception out there, where you heading? Why ain't gravity pulling you in closer to me? I've lost you.
All right, so whenever you're going through a space and you're feeling overwhelmed, the first question I want you to ask yourself is, how did it get this way? Now, why is this important, and why did I have to ask myself this? Now, keep in mind, there's no right or wrong or good or bad answer. Now, I needed to ask myself this so that I could understand what it is that I needed to change, whether those were false beliefs or habits. These are the things that I'm going to need to work on so that I can go through the process and then maintain it. Now, I would say that nobody actually wants to live in an unorganized, messy space. But there are things on how it got that way that we might need to work through. So just to remind you, here is a quick snapshot of what my office looked like. Now, I did not want my office to get that bad. So I'm going through the process of how did it get this way? Well, in the back of my mind, I'm always saying, I'm going to get to it. I'm going to get to it. I'm going to get to it. And then it just kept getting worse and worse. I would also say I'm just not a very organized person, so it's harder for me to figure out what I want to do in that space. I just didn't fully know how to organize or do something with it. And I'm also like, I want to do it right. I want to do it the right time, the first way around. And also because I record everything, it's like also, I put a lot of pressure on myself to make it look nice as well. So that caused me to procrastinate, and then before you know it, I'm in over my head, and it never was supposed to be that way. So then you just get left with overwhelm. But going through that process, I could see that I could break some false beliefs. Like the excuse that I just don't know how to organize should not be a reason I didn't do it. That's not true, because I can figure out how to organize. There's tons of free content on YouTube. There's tons of free things that I could actually find someone to help me figure out what to do. I will get to it is something that I needed to stop saying in the back of my head and actually put on my calendar the date that I'm going to start that process. So a lot of these false beliefs and excuses I had to work through within myself so that I could go from room to room. So number one, just to recap, is to ask yourself, how did it get this way? And what false beliefs, reasons, or habits can you start changing now to incorporate in this process? So the next thing is that sometimes if you're living in a lot of chaos and you always tell yourself, I'm going to get to it, I'm going to get to it. Well, when is it that you hit that breaking point? When was it that you realized you wanted to make the change? So for me personally, I didn't think things were bad because in the back of my mind, I'm always going to get to it until I saw people like organizing their pantry. And I realized that my pantry didn't look that way. So here's just a quick picture of what it looks like before. I really couldn't find anything. Everything was scattered all around. There was no organization process to it at all. There was expired food everywhere. And I hit the breaking point that I needed to do something. When it was my closet, it was when I ran out of hangers and couldn't hardly walk in the space anymore. In my office, it was when it was piled up with so much decorations and extra junk. It became our junk room and I couldn't even walk in the space. And that's when I hit my breaking point. But so when was that for you? And the marker did not come out of my couch cushion. I'm just going to have to flip it over. So when was that time for you? And if it's now, then keep listening. One of the things that I wanted to also add to this is that the first time I hit that breaking point was when it was unbearable. Like I said, I couldn't even walk in my closet. Now my breaking point after organizing it, because it doesn't ever stay organized. Let's just be completely real and honest. The space is not going to stay organized forever. So my breaking point is now very different, right? I'm never going to go back to, I hope to never go back to the point where I can barely walk in my closet anymore. And here is just a quick example on the screen. Now my breaking point for each room is different than it was before. I know exactly what I don't want to go back to, so I can be more proactive about it before I let it get to that point.
Hold up just a minute. Been looking for some help just to find myself. Yeah. Been losing my focus like 1,000 times before. Can't take this anymore. 'Cause I've been looking for something to change thoughts into motion. Been waiting way too long. Yeah, waiting just for somebody to love and to surround me and to handle my emotions. I was out waiting for something, and if I close my eyes, it's all been a waste of time. I was out driving every mile, and now if I rewind, it's all been a waste of time.
So you might be saying, well, I could make improvements on, different spaces of each part of my home, but I feel a little overwhelmed on where to start. Question number 3 you can ask yourself is, which space did you hit your breaking point in? Which actual room or space was it? And then you can start there. For me, it was my pantry. We use our pantry every day. I was tired of looking at all of the expired food, and that was the first place I decided to take the leap, go through. I spent a full day. It took me 8 hours to go through my entire pantry, organize it. I did film it, so that probably added some more time to it. And I have never gone back to how it was before. and that was about 4 years ago. So is it absolutely perfectly organized 24/7? No, absolutely not, but it is not the way it was before. So once you have your first space picked out, the space that bothers you the most, then your next question is, how do I get started? So you've picked your space, you've hit your breaking point. What do you do next? What I did was I created a plan. Now, I've gone through lots of different spaces, some spaces that are really bad, some spaces that aren't so bad. They just kind of bother me a little bit. And what I have found was that I declutter and organize differently depending on the space. For example, in my kitchen, I would visualize each drawer. I knew what was in each drawer, but then I would write down what I wanted each drawer to contain. For my closet, it was a very heavy decluttering process, more so than an organizing process. So I knew that I would just start with all of my short sleeve shirts, then I would move on to my long sleeve shirts, and so forth. I created categories of how I was going to do it. For my office, I started by just taking everything out of the space because I didn't know where anything went or where I wanted to put anything. I also, after creating a plan, I broke it up in sections because nothing is worse than taking everything out of a space, working on it for a couple of hours, and then getting tired and burnt out. So definitely writing down your plan. Are you going to categorize things? Are you going to purchase containers to put things in? Are you going to watch videos and have a mentor so that you can have different ideas? Make sure you write down your plan. After you have completed the whole process, the very last question you would ask yourself is, how can I keep it this way? Now, you think this would be something obvious, like, well, just put the stuff back in the container that you organized it in. But it's so much more than that, and this is where I struggled a bit. And this is also where question number 1 came into play. If you remember, question number 1 was, how did it get this way? So when you're trying to figure out how to maintain it or how can you keep it the way that you have now changed it, it's understanding that you're going to have to change things about how it initially got that way. So in a lot of these spaces, my initial mindset was that I'm just not a very organized person. So it's just not going to be a very organized space. So if I'm trying to maintain an organized space that I've worked really hard on, if I am always thinking that I'm just not an organized person, then how is it that I'm going to maintain it if I believe that I'm not organized? If I'm always constantly waiting to perfect it or saying I'm not going to do it until I do it the right way, then I know it's going to go back to that breaking point that I initially had. And lastly, my mindset of I'll get to it someday, I'll get to it sometime has got to change. If I'm going to maintain an organized space, then my mindset of I'll get to it has got to change. It cannot be I'll get to it eventually. It's going to be I'll get to it this weekend, because I'm learning and creating new habits and holding myself accountable for that. Decluttering has played a huge part in the maintenance process as well. And I'll just lastly end this topic by saying that when I initially filmed each and every one of those videos, there was a lot of shame and embarrassment around those spaces. But to be completely honest, cleaning, decluttering, and organizing is not the most fun thing to do. It's not putting food on the table for your kids. It's not paying your bills. It's not fun things to spend time with your family on the weekends. It's not bringing in an income. So for it to take a back seat is not that uncommon. Well, for some of y'all, it might be fun. But what I'm trying to say is that I don't feel guilty now for trying to navigate through a season of my life where I was figuring a lot of things out. I had 3 kids in 5 years. 2020 happened and kind of changed our world a lot. I never worked from home before. I had never been home so much in my life. I was, going through a lot of stuff, as were we all. So sometimes we just have seasons. No need to feel shameful or guilty. And just know when you hit your breaking point and want to make that change.
your driveway, it's a Saturday night. You look like $1,000,000 wearing that dress I like. You're smiling, but there's something missing in your eyes. Girl, I can tell that you have something on your mind. But I will make you forget all your sorrows. Let go like there's no tomorrow. Let's have a drink, just relax, all your problems will fade. If you're ready for a good time, count on me. There's a party in the backyard, dance your problems away. I'm all about the good vibes, I know you're all about the good vibes. Do you know how much I love you, wanna see you smile? Where's that happy girl that I know with a heart on fire? I'll do anything to make it fine, but I can tell that you have something on your mind right now. But I will make you forget all your sorrows. Let go like there's no tomorrow. Let's have a drink, just relax, all your problems will fade. If you're ready for a good time, count on me. There's a party in the backyard, dance your problems away. I'm all about the good vibes, I know you're all about the good vibes. We are all about the good vibes. We are all about the good times. Dancing till it feels alright, all night. We're all about the good vibes, all about the good vibes. I will make you forget all your sorrows. Let go like there's no tomorrow. Let's have a drink, just relax, all your problems will fade. If you're ready for a good time, count on me. There's a party in the backyard, dance your problems away. I'm all about the good vibes, I know you're all about the good vibes. Let's have a drink, just relax, all your problems will fade. If you're ready for a good time, count on me. There's a party in the backyard, dance your problems away. I'm all about the good vibes, I know you're all about the good vibes. We are all about the good vibes. We are all about the good times. Dancing till it feels alright, all night. We're all about the good vibes, all about the good vibes.
I had decided to shampoo this rug because I work over on the dining room table area and I could smell pet urine on the rug. As you guys know, last week I told you about Piper. At the end there, she was having a lot of accidents. So I decided to shampoo this rug because I could smell, and then I think that shampooing it made it worse. Like it ended up smelling so bad. I guess it just brought up everything. And I ended up just tossing this rug because of how bad it smelled after I shampooed it. Over in this corner, we have this little cabinet, and that's what I scooted over, and it's pretty dusty over here. But in that little cabinet, I have some of the girls' art stuff, and then this is also where I keep some of my work stuff when I'm not using it. So in the new house, I'm going to be getting a real office, and we do have an office here. It's the bedroom. It's a bedroom we converted into an office, and that was one of the areas that was messy all the time. So when it got too messy, I just moved out into the dining room, and I've realized that even when that space is clean, I like working in the dining room because I'm right next to a big window, and it's more open space. And then that room, we put tile floor in, and it also echoes when I talk and stuff. So anyway, I just prefer being in the dining room over the office, but we will get a real office in the new space. Now, the thing about having like a real office is that there's no closets in there. And right now our bedroom turned office has a big closet where I store like art stuff and I don't know, just wrapping paper and kids like birthday bags and all that kind of stuff. So we don't have as much storage in the new house. So I'm deciding whether or not to either just get some cabinets to put in the office for the extra storage, or to get something custom built maybe later on. So if you have either of those, do you like it? What do you prefer? Having like just like more like bookshelves that you just buy and put in, or actually getting like custom built stuff? But this is the pantry door. So we actually had a friend make this barn door, slider door, as a chalkboard, so that if you like were writing your grocery list, then you could like write it here. And I don't know what they used, but this was not chalk. And I'm like, we're showing the house tomorrow and all this stuff is like stained on. So I'm going to clean this up. And then at the end of this video, which is in just a few minutes, I'm going to show you every single room, all nice, decluttered, clean, and ready for sale. But I want to say thank y'all so much for watching. I hope that this video was at least a little bit helpful. If it was helpful, then go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed, I would love for you to subscribe. But here's a quick video of every space in our home because it is the cleanest it's just about ever been.
I've been pushing away everybody I love. I don't know what to do, need a sign from above. I just want to be somebody who knows how to behave, but I'm not even close. Won't you save me? Won't you save me? I am out here alone, 'cause there's nobody left. I need someone to talk to, get this pain on my chest. All the bad things I've done and the people I've hurt, wanna take that part of me and leave it in the dirt. Won't you save me? Won't you save me? Won't you save me? Oh, save me, save me. Oh, I've been trapped in this darkness for far too long now. Wanna tear down the curtains, let the sun